This is a general reading for Taurus for November 17th through the 23rd. So if Taurus is your sun or moon or Venus, this is a general reading for you. So take what resonates and leave the rest. Now, I am again offering a 30-minute complimentary reading, selecting from someone who either subscribes or puts in a comment in the month of November. So if you want to be considered, either subscribe or put in a comment, and know that I do read all of your comments. And thank you so much for support of the channel and your wonderful comments. It is greatly appreciated, and I do respond to the comments. If you like the video, please hit the thumbs up. The subscriptions, the likes, and the comments all help on the logarithms for the channel. Now, if you're not a subscriber, consider being a subscriber. It's absolutely free. It doesn't cost anything. And if you think you're a subscriber, look at the video and see if it says subscribers, because sometimes YouTube unsubscribes people. I don't know why. And all you have to do is subscribe again. So check to see if you are a subscriber. Being a subscriber is free. It helps the channel. You would be considered for the complimentary reading, and if you put in notification when the videos come out, you'll be notified when your video is posted. Now, the other thing is if you want your own private reading, I have the information down below. It's $30 for 30 minutes, $50 for an hour. That's either live or video, your choice. Just send me an email, and the email address is down below if you're interested in your own personal reading. I'm using the Morgan Greer deck today. I have my crew here. Nina's in my lap. It's a little bit chilly. It's overcast today and rainy. So Nina's in my lap because she got cold on the table. Jason's in the bedroom. Milo is on the dog bed, and Hope is in the sitting room also because he got cold. So, and the two kittens are out in the garage. They've been fed. They have a nice little fluffy dog bed out there, a small round one that they share. So all the pets are all taken care of. Why are you shaking, Nina? Okay, so I have shuffled the cards and concentrated on the cards. And let's see what we have coming up this week for you, Taurus. And the first one is the Hangman. You feel like you're just sort of waiting for something to happen. Crossed over by the Knight of Rods, waiting for some action, waiting to move forward. At the base of it is the Queen of Swords. Behind you is the Ten of Wands. Behind. This is behind you, the Ten of Wands. On your mind is the Star card, Destiny. Now I have to put a card over that. Okay, so whatever's on your mind, you feel that you're on track, you're doing exactly what you need to be doing. Right ahead is the Nine of Swords. Now, it could be from a situation which is ending, which was like your Ten of Wands, your heavy burdens, or it could be a new situation. Then we have Five of Cups. This is your feelings. Could be a relationship that didn't work out. It could be work, that, spilt. Then we have the Lovers. Choices, decisions. Then Four of Wands, happy home conclusion. And the final outcome is the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords. And it's temperance, don't push anything, just take your time. Four of Wands with the Hermit, looking for the truth of a situation. The Lovers with the Knight of Wands, lots of Wands. So we have two nines, the Nine of Swords, the Nine of Wands. We have the Emperor with the Five of Cups. Nine of Swords with the Page of Swords. Judgment, crowning you. Ten of Wands, Page of Cups. That could be a relation, could be home. Queen of Swords with the King of Swords. Eight of Pentacles with the Empress. Okay, It looks like we have, the Queen of Swords, King of Swords. I'm going to put a card there, a clarifier. Tell me about the Queen of Swords, King of Swords. What is the information about the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, angels and archangels and spirit guides for Taurus? Tell me about that. Looks like a couple, or it could be business. That's the base of it. What is it about the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords? Okay. Well, it looks good. It could be a job offer, or it could be, happy. It's the Nine of Pentacles. Don't push anything, strength. It could be work, it could be a settlement, and then there you've got your Four of Cups. So it could be something domestic, it could be moving. The Four of Cups is, 3 spelt, 1 reserve. So it could be related to home, it could be related to settlement of money. Because your reading is about the Hangman, waiting for something to happen, and the Knight of Rods, which is, moving forward. So you're sort of waiting. It's either waiting for a message, some sort of decision. It could be some action at work. It could be, it could be a project. The Knight of Rods is moving forward, and so you're waiting until you hear. Then you can start moving forward. And here's your 8 of Pentacles, working hard, and it's the Empress, which is the, having it all harvest time. So work is, you know how to do the job. You go to the job, you have the skills to do it, you stay focused on it, and then you get the compensation. So it's about work, and through your hard work, things will come to you. I do not see, we'll see about, let me look. Is there going to be a change at work? It's the Nine of Swords related to work. Because, you work hard, but you also have the Nine of Swords, and it could be that through your hard work, there's some changes. There's even changes coming up in spite of what you're doing. Could be some layoffs, demotions, cut in hours. Show me about the 8 of Pentacles and the Empress. What is that? Okay, what is that with the 8 of Pentacles and the Empress? Okay, well, it looks like there's happy conclusion, but some sort of delays. It could be some delays related to a project. It could be bonuses aren't going to be paid, or raises aren't going to be done. There's something about work, and that there's some adjustments, which usually this time of year, you expect some sort of compensations or bonuses or some sort of thing, and there's some delays because you have the Hangman and you're waiting for some action, and then you're working hard, and the Empress, but then here you have the good things happening, but then you have some delays coming up, because at the base of it is the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords, and there's money, but it says have strength, don't push anything, and feeling, it could be related to home, it could be a couple. I see the King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. It can be small business, and it could be a couple that own that also. Someone that works for a small business, and they have a couple as the owners. What is it about And it says, have the strength, don't push anything, stay true to what you believe. It could also be a couple, and it can be, you know, the Four of Cups moving forward, could be home, it could be relocation. This could be a couple, it could be a couple that you know. Okay, tell me about what is going on with. Okay, so Taurus, you feel that there's a sense of some uneasiness. And I get, you know, like the Six of Swords where it's the rocky water and then the smooth. Well, you are feeling like there's a lot of turmoil, rocky water going on around you. And you have a sense, but there's nothing really clear communications yet. You're sort of in limbo. Even though there's some things that are coming out, that there might be some delays, there might be some layoffs, and there's this couple. So it can be the king, the King of Swords can represent the organization, and the Queen of Swords represents the boss, or it can be vice versa, and it has to do with work, the Nine of Pentacles, and it says just to have the Strength card. Don't react. Just stay and protect your interests. Protect your interests. That's the strength of the Lion. So don't be reactive if things happen, and you know, prepare. And then you have the Four of Cups. So it could be new beginnings, but you're very apprehensive, because you have the three that didn't work, but you have the one on the reserve. So it could be something new, but you're real hesitant about it, because behind you was the heavy burdens and a message. So it could be heavy burdens related to home, for example, could be moving, it could be some responsibilities around the home, or other, you know, family responsibilities. It can be also because of the concerns about the work, and maybe looking at the budget, that there's you're feeling some heavy burdens related to that. Maybe some economic concerns, or, you know, because there's your Four of Cups also. So you're feeling a little bit hesitant, unsure. It's almost, okay, I see, like if you're going on a ice skating rink, and you don't know how thick the ice is, so you're very, very careful so you don't go through the ice. So it's being very cautious as you go forward. You're feeling very cautious. You're feeling a little bit of not making any rash decisions, being very cautious of what's going on around you, because you're feeling like you're in the hangman, and then you have these responsibilities. So it's that old expression about being on thin ice. So on the thin ice is that it's not firm, and you can fall through on thin ice, which is dangerous. So it's, you know, be very cautious, and you know, it's almost like the Temperance card, that have patience, don't do anything rash, stand firm for what you believe, and you know, the walking on thin ice, which means do not be reactive. If you think that there's going to be some maybe no bonuses, there's no raises or something, take your time, and rather than saying, well, I always get a bonus, if I don't have a bonus, I'm going to quit. It's saying being very cautious at this time. Take your time and put in an infrastructure for you as you go forward. That's what it's saying. That there's like the stormy waters around you and the thin ice. That's the thing about being on thin ice. Thin ice means that there could be some things coming up, layoffs or cutting of hours or something, but don't be rash. That's what they're saying. Don't be rash and just protect your interests. Now, if your hours are going to be cut or something, yes, go apply for unemployment because, you'd have your waiting week. And if your hours are cut so much, then you can have a combination between working and unemployment. If you're, so it depends on how much your benefit would be. So if you think that you're eligible, and they go by quarters. And so this is the last quarter of the year. And so you want to apply this quarter rather than in January, for example. So if there's stuff coming up, protect your interests and look at what your benefits could be. Because there is some stuff and you can feel that there's, they might be sending some messages or something. And you do have these heavy burdens and it's related to the home. It could be also that some responsibilities are put on you, or you have to take care of some other family members or something, but this is behind you, or even things that are related to the home. Now, what's on your mind is whatever you're feeling, it's destiny, it's in the stars, you know exactly that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. And the Judgment card is there's a little bit of delays of things coming to you. Know that it is coming, but you're waiting for it, it's on your mind. And you know that, for some of you, maybe you do get a bonus every year or some compensation, and that's what's on your mind. And it could be a little bit of delay. But whatever on your mind is, you feel like it's, the stars, destiny, and judgment coming to you. But the judgment, I think, is a little bit delayed this time, or maybe not as much. And then what you have is the Nine of Swords with the Page of Swords coming right ahead, which is maybe an unfair situation, or and it can be home or it can be work. There's some turmoil. It could have been, you feel that it's not really a fair situation, but it's coming right up. And the Page of Swords is information coming to you. So when you have the information, then you can start making your plans. So it could be, maybe they're saying we're going to shut down for 2 weeks during the holidays, and you're not going to get paid for that time. That's why you need to apply for unemployment and get your waiting week out of the way. Maybe they're saying we're not going to do bonuses this week. Or it could be related to home, could be related to relationships, but there's something coming up. But the Page of Swords is information that's coming to you, so then you can make a decision, because the Nine of Swords is an unfair situation, feeling like and a lot of turmoil, unexpected, and you're feeling very apprehensive about it. Very apprehensive. The thin ice, walking on thin ice. That's very interesting. So, and it could be that you need to be very, if things are happening, walking on thin ice means that don't make waves, because if you do, you could be walking on thin ice, and that could just be fuel for them to lay you off, which you don't want. Because things will get better along the way. Once this, whatever it is, and they adjust, then they see that the income starts coming back in, and they feel more optimistic. They're being very cautious right now, whoever this is. They're being very cautious. Reacting, and so after a while they're going to see that they don't need to be so cautious. So don't get onto thin ice, just ride it out, and it will be over a period of time, and it will come back to normal for you. Because you have, the Five of Cups is, in the Emperor. The Five of Cups is 3 spilt, 2 reserved, you're feeling very bad about a situation. Could be home, could be work, could be relationship. And the Emperor, a decision that is made. The Emperor could be government, or it could be a ruler. A decision's made and you feel very bad about it. It could be a domestic situation, for example, and that you're involved in it, and there's like settlements or agreements or something, or maybe you have you're working on some sort of decisions about the government money owed you, for example. But there is it's around you, it's about your thoughts, and you're feeling a little bit. And for someone, maybe you even work for a place that has a government contract, and that, there's been some delays related to that. And then you have the Lovers, which is a decision or relationship or home, and the Nine of Wands. Now you have the Ten of Wands, and the Nine of Wands is a lot of responsibility, but you can handle it. And it's maybe making some decisions, and then it could be also some responsibilities around home. I keep getting that there's responsibilities around home. Could be juggling, it could be budgeting, could be health, but there's something about the responsibilities around the home. The Nine of Wands, and then you have the Ten of Wands behind you. Then you have here, things start getting a little bit better. Happy celebration, Four of Wands. Things are starting to move forward. And the Hierophant is looking at the situation objectively and getting the truth about the situation. Getting more facts. Getting more facts. That's the thing, is that getting some clarity. And then the final outcome is there's, it says Temperance and the Seven of Swords. It can be some turmoil, could have been some unfair decisions, but it says be temperate. Don't react. That's what it's saying. Don't react, just move forward. The Seven of Swords is handling it, making this into an asset, rather than, the Five of Swords is that unfair situation. The Seven of Swords is learning from it and turning it into a positive of learning from it, moving forward, and be temperate. Don't be reactive. You know what, the cards throughout this are basically saying, do not be reactive. Take your time and know that this is just, it's going to be all right. There could be some delays. Maybe you're used to getting your bonus every year, or a raise or something, and maybe your bosses, the company is wanting to be cautious. And maybe the other thing is that they're being cautious because if they cut the expenses now, then they feel that they wouldn't have to do big layoffs in the future. It's sort of like when you're doing your household budget, and you go, okay, well, it's better to not buy, some extravagant thing, and put that money aside, so, for a rainy day. And it's almost like they're doing that. They're saving for a rainy day, being very cautious. And because of that, then when they see that things are not as bad, then they can loosen it up. And maybe the bonuses will come, or the raise will come, or maybe not as much of a raise. But Spirit is saying, just not be reactive, and keep your cool. Don't be on thin ice, whatever that means, thin ice. And that could also be in a relationship. Don't be on thin ice, whatever that is. So that could also be if you're in a domestic, keep your cool. Don't be reactive. Keep your cool, and don't be on thin ice. Isn't that interesting how they said that, the thin ice? So just, and the Swords is giving you the information. Through the information, and you can make some informed decisions, and then you can move forward. And yes, you do have some burdens. You have the Ten of Rods behind you, and you have the Nine of Rods, and you have two nines. You have the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Wands. So, there is no, it's a 7 of rods. 7 of swords, 9 of rods. But you do have some burdens, but you're able to handle it. So that's what Spirit's saying, is just sort of be patient, temperate, and ride it out. That's what the Spirit is saying, is write it out. Because it will be found in your feet. Oh my goodness, what is that noise out there? I have no idea what they're doing. Big truck out there. So that's what Spirit is saying. Just sort of take your time. It's going to be found, you know, it's just during this period of time, you know, and it could be even in next week things start smoothing out. So, you know, it's just a temporary situation. Now, let's pull the oracle cards for you, Taurus, and angels and archangels and spirit guides. And angels and archangels and spirit guides. Angels and archangels and spirit guides. What is it for Taurus for this week? Okay, here we go. Yin, which is the feminine of the manifestation, Treasure Island. Sometimes we can walk about past the treasure and not even know that the treasure was there. We're looking and we miss what the treasure really is. So it could be, you know, that you are surrounded by the treasure, but you're not aware of it. So, you know, that you have glanced over it, not realizing that that's where the treasure is. So like for your job, you could have the treasure right where you are rather than being reactive. And then you'd be able to see really what the treasure is. And then the other card is time to go. Yeah, movement. There's movement going on. Movement forward. Time to go. So, you know, it's the action. Okay, now let's pull the visionary I-Ching. Angels and spirit guides. What is it for our Taurus? Angels and archangels and spirit guides. Show me for Taurus. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, here we go. There we go. Okay, decrease, number 41. Now, isn't that interesting? Decrease. 41. Increase and decrease are both part of the natural cycle of life. As another ancient scripture put it, to everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven. Like a reservoir used to irrigate the fields, learning to accept a temporary decrease in position, feelings, or material possessions prepares the way for an increase in the future. Exactly. This is just a temporary thing. This goes exactly with what the cards are showing you. We live in materialistic times, but there is no disgrace in letting go of some of your assets. This could be part of an investment in future gain. A gain they may come in the form of greater freedom, learning, or development of personal character. Likewise, the inner strength that comes from bearing an anticipated loss can be balanced by an increase in inner strength and insight. When letting go of natural desires leads to greater simplicity in daily life, good fortune comes calling. Excuse me. In nature, the lake evaporates to form clouds that drop water, rain, which nurtures the surrounding forest. As the forest grows thick, more rain is captured to increase the lake. Similarly, some evacuation of resources or a decrease in some area, one area of your life will give rise to an eventual increase in another. A loss of responsibility at work can mean more free time, and more free time may generate greater creativity or more career options. Excuse me. In general, a decrease can free the spirit and fill the soul with a lofty and satisfying sense of purpose. Be mindful of the lesson of young lovers. Even with minimal possessions, feelings of the heart can bring an unsurpassed richness to life. The smallest of actions, if sincere, can have great value. Remain confident, for a time of decrease may actually bode good fortune for you, especially if you remain open to the possibility. Let go of frustration, resistance, and regret over whatever might be decreasing at this time. See the larger picture and accept the ebb and flow of life cycles. This is exactly what your reading was about today. Exactly. This pretty much summarizes it. That there's decreases, it's the flow. Decreases and increases, and decreases and increase. And it might be that you have a decrease right now, but you will have an increase. This is exactly supporting what your cards show today. I'm going to put that as the topic of your reading. Okay, now the Divine Beloved card here. Yes, Nina's here on my lap, aren't you, Nina? I'm going to have to get her little sweater out. She gets cold. And I see her, I'm looking at manifesting, and I see, two of them are in crates that go on cargo. Jason and Milo will be in cargo. And Nina I've got a little carry-on for her. So she'll be in the little carry-on in the cabin in the plane. We'll go from Lisbon to Frankfurt and switch planes in Frankfurt and go nonstop to Las Vegas. What we Nina? Angels and Archangels. What is the cards here? Okay, this is for Taurus. Okay, protection. I am safe. Change me, Divine Beloved, into one who is protected from all negative energy and predictions. Fill me with your dazzling and radiant light. Make me a vessel for your love. I now release all fears I've absorbed from others. This is the exact same card I got for Aries. Randomly selected. There. Okay. Now we're going to pull Louise Hay. So what Spirit's saying is whatever's coming up is only temporary. It's just a temporary thing, an adjustment, and then they will be restored. Angels and Archangels. Here we go. Oh, okay, this is the one. I forgive myself. I forgive myself. As I forgive myself, I leave behind all feelings of not being good enough, and I am free to love myself. There. So, whatever's going on around you doesn't have to do about you. It has to do with just what's going on around you, the situation. So it's not about you, it's about the collective right now. Now we're going to pull the Believe in Your Own Magic. Right here. Angels and Archangels and Spirit Guides. Thank you. And here we go. Homeward. Take yourself out on a date. Take yourself out on a date. Let's read this. 42. Slow down. It's time to press pause and contemplate before the next leg of your journey. In those solitary, introspective moments where we learn the most interesting and eye-opening things about ourselves. Take yourself out on a date of sorts, even if it's just a quiet and cozy night at home, enjoy your own company. There you go. Now, if you are not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. If you want a reading, just send me an email. And now we have our meditation card here. Right here. Okay. Here we go. North Star, hold your ground and shine bright and unwavering. There you go. There you go, Taurus. Okay. Well, Nina and I thank you. And from Portugal, we are sending you light and love. Thank you.